Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video to explain basic spot directing. It's not actually that hard once you get used to it. So Diego and I are going to show you some of the basics. Spot directing is useful if you need to move your character somewhere else rather than the preset. So if you want them to appear smaller, maybe as a child, or if you want them to stand in the background or taller than they usually are, that's what it's great for. So Diego will point out where our spot directing tool can be found. Awesome, thank you, Diego. So it's right under Directing Helper. Our spot helper is what we're looking for today. But for the sake of being able to see our screen, I'm actually going to use the bubble helper first to get rid of the speech bubbles. So Diego, if it's okay with you, I'm going to take over from here. Great, thank you. So we'll go in and do show hide speech. We'll get rid of that speech bubble. Click the bubble helper again to remove that. And then our spot helper is what will bring up our spot directing tool. Now we've got three options here. Our switch to scale button. That top part switches between changing the scale of the character and moving the character on the screen. Then we have our change character button. If you have different characters, it'll switch between them. Today we only have Diego, so when I select it, it doesn't do anything because there are no other characters to change to. And finally, the arrow at the bottom just moves on to the next piece of dialogue or the next action. So that's one way to flip sort of screen by screen through your scripts. So you'll see that next to Diego's name, it tells you that we're on the move scale right now, so not scaling, moving him around. His scale right now is 1.280, that's the default for ink. Then you've got him at a 160 horizontal line, the horizontal is left to right, and a 0 from up to down, the vertical line. This is the default for screen center, so if you place your character in screen center, this is his spot. If you're putting this into a script, you would get rid of the comma, the brackets, and the @ symbol, and just have spaces in between the three different value sets. So I'll show you when you move the character back and forth, left to right, it's the middle one, the horizontal, that changes. And when you move him up and down, you'll notice that the last value goes from positive to negative. Now we'll switch to scale. So that's the button, first button there. It says switch tool scale, so that means that's currently not on scale. You have to switch to it. So now we're on scale. By swiping up or down on the screen, we can change the size of our characters. It's not quite precise, so you kind of have to play around, get a bit of an approximation, and then figure out from there exactly what to type into your script. So you might not be able to get it at exactly 1.00, for example, but you can get somewhere close and then test it out. So now let's try and make Diego stand next to one of the lampposts on the left-hand side. We'll move him close to the lamppost, and then we have to shrink him down so he's smaller. That's using the scale. And now that he's small, we can move him back. And finally, to get rid of our spot helper, we just click on the spot helping tool again. And there you have it.